Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's video, I'm going to be talking about 10 ways that you could increase your traffic, your sales, and grow your business on Etsy. Now, before we start this video, I want to say thank you to every single person that watches my videos, that leave comments, that has subscribed to my channel. Today, I hit the milestone of 10,000 and plus subscribers. So I just want to take a minute and say thank you to everyone that has been a supporter in my channel, that has left me beautiful comments, and that have supported me throughout my journey in the last almost 2 years. So thank you to everyone again. And if this is your first time visiting my channel and you want to learn how to build an impactful online business, don't forget to also subscribe today to my channel. So let's go ahead and dive in with these 10 tips that I'm going to be talking about today. So number one is start a referral program for your Etsy shop. So a great way is word of mouth. If you start a referral program and you paid other people to promote your products and services, this is a great way to kind of get the ball rolling, to start getting noticed, to start driving unlimited traffic to your store. There's a lot of affiliate softwares out there, but there is one that's amazing. It's called ClickBank University. I will leave the link below. I talked about this a couple days ago. They teach you how to create your own product to sell on ClickBank, but they also teach you about affiliate marketing and the whole concept of it. What I recommend is watching the video and making an informed decision if that's something that you want to start learning. But I highly recommend that. It's a great way to get other people to work for you and promote your products and services. Number two is creating a Facebook group. You probably already belong to one, or you know about Facebook groups, but you haven't really thought about having it for your own business. But having a Facebook group is really, really great. I have had my Facebook group now for almost 2 years. Before that, I had my other one, which I had for about, I think, 5 or 6 years. My husband does real estate. I grew his up to 20,000. So it is a great way to get tons of people to see what you do. Now, with the Facebook group, you want to make sure that you're always providing value. You want to make sure that you're discussing like current events. You want to make sure that you are trying to engage the community by asking a lot of questions. The way that Facebook helps you grow your Facebook group organically is all about how many people are in the group. Are they engaging? Are they staying in the group, or are they leaving? So things like that are important to keep in mind when you're growing a Facebook group. Now, if you are in the niche, let's say, of wedding, and you sell like wedding invites, you could create a group all about weddings. You could put, you could do a local one if you want. Like if I live in Chicago, you could do a local event for Chicago, like expos in Chicago, or wedding shops in Chicago, or wedding decor in Chicago. And you could kind of start creating a whole community around the area that you live by posting articles, blog articles, by sharing other businesses, and then often sharing your stuff as well. And by doing that, you create a space where people come in, ask questions, and probably land more sales for yourself. And you could take that traffic from your Facebook group and drive it to any destination you want. You could send them to your email list. You could send them to your blog. You could send them to your Etsy shop. You could send them to anywhere that you want, basically. So having a Facebook group has been very, very great for me and my business. I highly recommend starting one for your own business. Number three is start a business channel on YouTube. And if you have a very unique product, something that you really don't see out there, something that's not in a saturated market, maybe is very, very different, I highly recommend doing a YouTube channel. I know a lot of people that have craft channels. I know this one lady that does wreaths, and what she does, she sells wreaths in her actual Etsy store, but she has a channel where she shows people how to make them. And she has a huge following, and she gets a lot of sales on her Etsy store. You'd be surprised at how many people end up going to her store and all this additional traffic that she drives from YouTube to her shop. So just doing something like that, or just having a business channel where you promote your product and services, where you promote like the wedding dresses that you sell, and maybe you have somebody wearing it and you do a video on it and you talk about it, where you do behind the scenes, showing you when you're, recording yourself when you're knitting the dress, or you're doing something for your actual product or whatever you sell. But having a business channel on YouTube is pretty neat. You could showcase your products and services, and it will attract an audience as well. So just keep that in mind. Maybe this is something you could start for 2020. Number 4 is choose the right social media platform. I always tell people, instead of getting so, overwhelmed by trying to manage Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, Google Plus, and whatever other platforms you're using, Twitter, instead of trying to do all of them, what I always recommend, especially if you are first starting as a beginner on Etsy, is you sign up for all of them. You sign up for Facebook, for all the big ones: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, etc. And then what you do is every day when you have a new listing or a new post, you post it across all your social media platforms. So you will make the post and post it on Facebook. You will share it on Instagram. You will share it on Twitter, and so on. But what you want to do is that you want to measure your data. So after 90 days of consistently sharing across all platforms, what you want to do is go back to your Etsy stats. You could also use Google Analytics, which I highly recommend. You could do either one as long as you have Google Analytics installed in your Etsy store. So you have to basically go to Google Analytics and make sure that your store is added in there. I actually have a video on that on my channel in case you guys want to watch it. But what you do is after 90 days, you measure the data and you're able to see, okay, which platform or which traffic source is driving the most traffic. So if you see that in 90 days, Pinterest drove the most traffic to your Etsy shop, that's the one that you're going to concentrate the most on. If you saw it was Instagram, or maybe you saw it was Twitter. So what you would do is every day you will still post all across all the different platforms. But the Twitter one is the one, let's say that's the one that drove the most traffic to your Etsy shop. That's the one that you're going to spend at least 20 minutes a day building it up. And keep in mind, it's called social media, but a lot of people take the social away. And you want to make sure that you are social on your social media platform. So if Twitter is the one that drives the most traffic to your store, you want to make sure that you're active on it. You want to make sure that you are engaging other people, that you're leaving thoughtful comments on other people's pages, that you're building a community around your niche. And that's how you grow that particular platform. Once you feel like you have, you got a good hang of it, you are growing it, it's growing by leaps, then maybe you could just go ahead and jump to another platform and try to conquer that platform as well. But don't get so overwhelmed trying to do all of them at once, because you will get burned out. So that's my tip on choosing the right social media platform. Tip number 5 is start a blog. So a blog is just a great way to drive unlimited traffic to your business. You're able to write articles on any keywords that you want related to your niche. You're able to not have so many other competitions. So normally when you have a product, somebody clicks on it on Google, it goes to your Etsy page. But then a lot of times in the bottom, it has other people's stores. So you're kind of competing with those people. When you have a blog, you're not competing with anyone. That traffic is not going to get distracted by another Etsy ad or another Etsy listing that they see next to yours that don't belong to you. So that's the nice thing about having a blog. You could write, if you have, like I said, let's stick with the wedding niche. If you sell wedding dresses, you could write an article that says the top 10 wedding dresses for 2020. Or the top, trending dresses for summer of 2020, whatever you want to write. And you're able to drive unlimited traffic using keywords, using SEO, and using that traffic to drive that traffic to your Etsy store or other destinations, whether it's social media, maybe it's YouTube and other platforms. But starting a blog, it is very, very important to have one for your business if you want to grow as well. Number 6 is starting an email list. And I always tell people, no matter how small your business is, it could be maybe you started today as a business. So whether you're starting out or you have only one sale, it's really important to start your email list as soon as possible. Keep in mind that most people who leave your website will never come back. So email marketing is like the most reliable way that you're gonna communicate with them again, with those website visitors that left. And email marketing is really important because if the person took the initiative to sign up, that means that person is actually interested in your products or services. So remarketing them again increases the likelihood of them buying from you. So starting an email list is really important. If you don't have a blog at the current moment, if you don't have a website, and maybe you're thinking, well, I don't have the time to do a blog, what you could do is create a landing page. And that's a really good alternative to someone that doesn't want to create a blog. And you could create a landing page where you drive traffic. Let's say you run a Facebook ad or you have a Pinterest pin. You drive the traffic from the Pinterest pin. When the person clicks, it goes to the landing page. You collect their email and then you drive them to your Etsy shop. That's the best way to do it because you're consistently not only driving traffic to your Etsy store, but you're collecting that email so you could remarket to them later when you have new products, services, etc. But if you don't have a blog or you don't want to start a blog, a landing page doesn't require too much energy. You could go to like ClickFunnels. There's so many programs out there. You could create a landing page within 1 hour and it's ready to go. So doing something like that would be very beneficial in collecting emails for yourself. Number 7 is build a personal brand. So I think this is the most common mistake that many Etsy sellers, and not just Etsy sellers, but small business owners make, is not really focused on building a brand at all. And building a brand, it really helps you like separate from your competitors. And people start recognizing a brand. They'll recognize you as a brand. But if no one remembers you, you're not going to grow. The only way that you could grow into a huge corporation or grow into the success that you want is for people to start recognizing you as a brand. And when you do become a brand, that's when you could charge premium pricing. What that means is if no one ever heard of you and you are pretty new, you can't sell a pair of earrings that are not even gold or anything, but just a pair of earrings. You wouldn't be able to sell it more than $35 because no one really heard of you before. Doesn't matter how beautiful they are. However, when you become a brand and people recognize you and you are growing, what happens now is you're able to charge $85 for the same earrings. Why? Because you could charge premium prices. This is how Starbucks is able to charge $6-7 for a coffee versus the shop around the corner. They're pretty new, no one knows them. They'd be lucky if they make $3 a coffee. That's the reason why. It's because of branding. So building a personal brand, you should start doing this right in the beginning, or at least attempting right in the beginning. You don't want to do this a year later or 2 years later when you have so much inventory, so much listings, because then you pretty much have to start again from scratch and redo all your photos, redo everything so it could have the cohesive look, so it could have the same font style, so it could have the cohesive look and branding style that you want on it. So I highly recommend starting from the beginning. Doesn't mean that you can't start later. I started mine later. I first originally started 10 years ago with digital marketing. I used to talk about blogging, making money online, affiliate marketing, etc. And then 2 years ago, I transitioned from everything digital marketing to more like small business, Etsy, and then like social media. So I had to rebrand myself, and I'm still rebranding myself. I'm still constantly updating my blog, changing things around. And it is a little bit of a nightmare when you do that because you're rebranding everything. But when it's done correctly, you'll start getting recognized. People will see a post and know, oh, that's from Nancy or that's from whatever store, right? They'll start recognizing you. And that's what you want. You want to build a brand. So if you're not sure how to get started, just go to YouTube or go to Pinterest. There's so many things out there that will help you start it the right way. Number 8 is create an audience profile. And this is another important one. As a business owner, in order to sell, you have to understand who is your target customer. Who are you? Who do you want to show your products to? And all you have to do is start with one person. You don't have to create a group of people. Just create one person and kind of work with that. So I'll give you an idea. I help Etsy sellers grow their business. So my audience would be a woman who is probably a mom who probably stays at home or maybe works a full-time job, but they want to quit their job to work for themselves. And they have children. They're between the age of 30 to like about 45, maybe 50, that want to have success by having their own business. That's kind of like my profile right there. So what you want to do is kind of do the same thing. You want to sit down and you want to say, okay, you could even give the person a name. You could say, okay, I'm going to name her Nancy. I sell wedding dresses. So the person is going to be between the ages of 24 to 44. This person obviously is single, right? Because they're going to get married. So you put single. The reason why you kind of want to do it very, very detailed like that is because when you do a Facebook ad, it's going to ask you. You could type in woman, you could type in the age, you could type in the interests. You know, they're going to get married in 6 months. They're going to get married in 1 year. Who are you trying to target? And then you write all this information. What is their, how much money do they make? Like my person now, they're making an average from 35 to 50, but they want to make more. So give them a price point. You know, what is their price point? How much do they make right now? Where do they live? What are their hobbies, etc. If they're getting married, what are they looking at? They're looking probably at weddingwire.com. They're probably looking at tying the knot. So when you do a Facebook ad, you could target people who are browsing tying the knot, people who are browsing wedding wire. So these are all different interests that you could start doing, but you have to create an audience profile. The first time you create it, it doesn't mean that that's the perfect audience, because you're gonna start like defining it all the time. So you'll create it today, and the next month you'll think about other stuff. Maybe you do an ad and you start noticing trends, and you're like, okay, so I thought it was this age, but more older people are clicking or more younger people are clicking, and then you change the age. It's gonna take you a couple times to create your perfect audience profile. The nice thing about it is that once you know who is your target audience and you know their age, their habits, their hobbies, where they work at, when they want to get married, let's say, etc. Once you have like those specifics, it's really easy for you to run an ad and target the right person. It's really easy for you to write engaging, like, ad copies that engages those people, pulls them in, and makes the sales. It's going to be really easy to write a listing description because you have that person in mind. But when you don't know who you're writing a listing description for, because you've never done an audience profile, and you don't know what keywords to use and what you should be researching, then it becomes really hard for you to market your business. And then if you don't know how to market your business, then you can't grow your business. So creating an audience profile is really important. You could Google it. There's a lot of articles out there that helps you. There's a lot of free printables that you could download and kind of go step by step on how to create one. But you need to do it, and then you need to keep doing it every month until you kind of have like that one person and you like narrowed it down. So that's tip number 8. Tip number 9 is start using long tail keywords. So a lot of people don't use long tail keywords, and they're really, really important because they help you find, I want to say more targeted people. So if you use the word, if you sell women's shoes, like let's say you sell women's running shoes, and you use woman as a keyword or as a tag, and then you use the word running, and then you use the word shoes, that's too broad. Because when you type in the word shoes on Etsy, it gives you like a range of so many different types of shoes. If you type in the word woman, it's going to give you everything about a woman, right? Anything that's for women. If you type in the word running, it's going to show you all types of things. So when people search those keywords, you're showing your products and services to the wrong people, to people who might not be even interested in what you're selling. And this is when you see a lot of people say, well, I get a lot of views, I get a lot of clicks, but no one's really buying. Why do you think no one's buying? It's because you're showing your products to the incorrect people. Now, when you start using long tail keywords, it helps you narrow down people that are searching for an intent to buy. These are people that are searching for, women's running shoes. Why? Because they need women's running shoes. They're not browsing. They didn't just type in woman just to see what pops up. They're looking for something specifically that they need. And if you use a long tail keyword, which is 2 keywords or more, that describes exactly what the person is looking for, guess what's going to happen? Your conversions are going to increase. Now, your views are going to decrease because when you use long tail keywords, it's less competitive. So your views will always go down. However, if you have the right photo, if you have amazing products, if you have great customer service, there's no need of why you shouldn't get a sale from using long tail keywords the correct way. So just keep that in mind. Long tail keywords are really important. Number 10 is don't rely on Etsy ads and traffic alone. So a lot of people put, they just rely on organic traffic from Etsy only, or they just rely on the Etsy ads only. And it's great. I use Etsy ads and they drive a lot of profit. However, I also run ads outside of Etsy. I do Facebook ads and I also do Pinterest organically, and that drives tons of traffic as well. So don't just rely on one platform for traffic. Build your own traffic. It's your job as an Etsy seller to promote your store, even if you're promoting it through Etsy. It's a lot harder, in my opinion, to promote it through Etsy because of the competition out there. However, when you do a Facebook ad separate, you have a little bit more flexibility on promoting your products than when you do on Etsy. So it's always a good idea to promote your products and services on other platforms and also drive that additional traffic back to your store. But these are my 10 tips to help you increase your sales, your views, and grow your business. If you have any tips about these or any questions about these 10 tips, leave a question below. Let me know what you thought about the video. Let me know about any questions you may have about driving traffic to your store. I would love to hear it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And once again, I just want to say thank you for all your support and for everyone that is subscribed to my channel. I really